E-commerce merchandising and dynamic pricing agents. E-commerce companies increasingly use AI-driven agents to automate merchandising and pricing. These agents curate product collections and recommendations, set prices within prescribed margin guardrails, and run continuous mini-experiments to improve conversion rates. They integrate signals like current inventory levels, demand forecasts, and competitor prices, and act across product detail pages, PDPs, recommendation widgets, and promotional offers. Careful policies ensure fairness, no discriminatory pricing, legal compliance, avoiding antitrust or deceptive practices, and sensible update rates, avoiding chaotic rapid price changes. In practice, adaptive merchandising and pricing can significantly boost key metrics, lifting average order value, AOV, improving conversion, and reducing revenue loss to stockouts. AI-driven merchandising, curated collections and recommendations. Modern merchandising agents dynamically organize and personalize product displays. Instead of static, manually created categories, these agents use customer data, browsing behavior, past purchases, context, plus catalog information, product attributes, and images to build curated collections on the fly. For example, an AI might generate a summer essentials collection personalized to a user's style and past views, or highlight fast-selling items in a given category. This smart collection approach adapts the merchandise mix per visitor, leading shoppers to relevant items faster. Studies confirm the impact of personalized product suggestions. One Salesforce analysis of 150 million shopping sessions found that visitors shown relevant product recommendations converted at over 4.6 times the rate of others and generated 10.3% higher AOV. In other words, well-chosen bundles and cross-sells drive bigger baskets. Orders are larger because complementary items are offered at the right moment. In practice, AI merchandising platforms, e.g. Bloomreach, Dynamic Yield, Nosto, Algolia, continually re-rank products, generate frequently bought-together bundles, and tailor homepage or search results to each shopper, boosting add-to-cart rates and revenue. By contrast, unpersonalized shops leave money on the table. Research shows that AI-powered recommendations significantly increase engagement and sales. For instance, AI-driven recommendation engines can significantly increase sales success by customizing product recommendations to each customer's tastes. In practice, this often means highlighting the right collection, e.g., based on your browsing, these shoes go well with that dress, or auto-creating product grids. The result is consistently higher click-through and conversion rates. One practitioner summarizes, better relevance at the top of the page yields higher conversion, and bigger baskets, raising both conversion and AOV. Dynamic pricing agents, setting prices within guardrails. Alongside merchandising, e-commerce relies on dynamic pricing agents that adjust product prices in real time. These agents ingest real-time data, current inventory, expected demand, and competitor pricing signals to set prices that maximize revenue or profit. For example, an agent might detect that a competitor has lowered their price on a widget, the store has ample stock, and demand is soft. It can then reduce the own price to clear inventory, but only down to a preset margin threshold. Conversely, if a product is scarce and in high demand, the agent might raise prices up to a profitability cap. Crucially, humans define margin guardrails or floor prices so the AI never sells below cost or erodes target profit margins. Academic work highlights these inputs. Dynamic pricing is a critical e-commerce approach that allows firms to modify prices in real time depending on demand, competition activity, and inventory levels. In practice, dynamic pricing agents blend predictive analytics and rule-based logic. They forecast demand, often via machine learning, monitor competitor websites, and use if-then rules to enforce margin constraints. For example, the agent may learn that if stock for an item dips below a threshold, it should hold price steady to avoid stockouts, or raise price to ration limited units, whereas high inventory triggers promotional pricing. This data-driven pricing can span across all selling channels, setting the official product price on the PDP, determining which promotions or coupons to offer at checkout, and even selecting which products get featured as sale items or in email campaigns. Another key capability is A/B testing, or micro-experimentation of prices and interventions. Rather than blindly switching all prices at once, advanced agents often run small-scale tests, sometimes via multi-armed bandit algorithms, to evaluate effects on conversion. For instance, the agent might briefly offer a 5% discount to one random user group and 10% to another, measuring incremental lift. These experiments rapidly identify the price points or promotional messages that maximize conversions without massively impacting margins. The insights feed back into the pricing logic. In short, dynamic pricing agents do not just react, they actively experiment to find the sweet spot between sales volume and profit. Key data inputs. Building effective merchandising and pricing agents requires diverse inputs. Inventory data, current stock levels, warehouse locations, and lead times. Fast sellers are identified and given high prominence, while items approaching stockout may be restricted or repriced. Agents may reserve buffer stock for expected peaks. Demand signals, real-time and forecasted demand trends, gleaned from sales history, seasonality, search trends, or external signals, weather, events. For example, rising search volume for camping gear might trigger dynamic bundles of tents and sleeping bags. Competitor signals, scraped prices, promotions, and availability from competitors' sites. Many pricing AIs continuously monitor key rivals, incorporating that data into price adjustments. However, care is taken to avoid collusion. The agent must not share proprietary price schedules with competitors. Customer data, segmentation or individual preferences, demographics, browsing behavior. This data drives personalized collections and recommendation choices, though not directly used for discriminatory pricing. Marketing context, ongoing promotions, loyalty programs, or campaigns. Agents must honor rules like same-store price or brand contract pricing. Cost margin data, product cost and target margin requirements so that price never drops below profitability thresholds. By combining these inputs, AI agents can make informed merchandising choices. For example, a product detail page might display a bundle of accessories if inventory is high and cross-selling lifts AOV. Likewise, if a warehouse is running low on an item, the agent may swap out that item from high-traffic collections to prevent stockouts. Action surfaces, where decisions appear. E-commerce agents have multiple action surfaces where they apply their decisions. Product detail pages, PDPs. The agent may dynamically adjust the displayed price, add similar items, or you may also like carousels and show low stock notices or urgency messages. For instance, an AI might insert a limited time offer banner on an item whose inventory is high and demand is low to nudge sales. Home and category pages, curated collections, and search results. Agents reorder categories, popular for you, trending now, highlight personalized collections, e.g. new arrivals based on your style, or filter items based on user intent. Recommendations and bundles, on cart pages or during checkout, AI can suggest complementary products, cross-sell, or discounts for bundling. For example, if a buyer adds shoes to their cart, the agent might pop up a recommended socks or bag bundle deal. Promotional offers and coupons. Dynamic pricing agents can generate targeted promotions, e.g. 10% off a complimentary product, or personalized coupon codes. They may decide when to enter a product into a flash sale or email blast based on stock and demand signals. Search and navigation. Beyond static search results, agents can bias search algorithms towards items with higher margins or inventory needs, effectively merchandising via search. In each case, the logic is data-driven. For example, a product with shrinking demand might be downranked in recommendations and instead featured in a clearance promo. Conversely, bestsellers may be kept at high rank with stable pricing. All changes are monitored. If an A/B test on a PDP layout or price point shows lower conversion, the agent can revert and try alternatives. Fairness, compliance, and change frequency policies. With great power comes great responsibility. Dynamic pricing and AI-driven merchandising raise ethical and legal issues. Fairness. Agents must avoid discriminatory pricing based on protected attributes, race, gender, etc., or arbitrary customer factors. Regulators and watchdogs have highlighted cases where AI tools charge different customers varying prices for the same product. 2025 investigation found a grocery delivery platform showing identical items at prices up to 23% higher for some users based on their shopping history. To prevent such bias, many firms enforce fairness policies, e.g., using only legitimate business factors like purchase history or location inventory closeness in pricing, and ensuring that dynamic prices do not systematically overcharge any group. In practice, this means auditing the system for unintended biases and setting rules like do not vary price by customer age or gender, and capping promotional changes to transparent markdowns visible to all. Legal compliance. Algorithmic pricing is under regulatory scrutiny. Antitrust authorities worry about algorithms unintentionally facilitating tacit collusion. To comply, companies often implement antitrust compliance programs for AI. This includes not sharing sensitive pricing data with competitors, using market indices ethically, only public data, and training staff on legal constraints. Experts note that antitrust enforcers, legislators, and private plaintiffs have been actively scrutinizing potential anti-competitive practices related to AI pricing tools. Thus, retailers must monitor their algorithms for collusive behaviors and keep transparent audit trails. Consumer protection laws also forbid misleading pricing changes, like fake base price hikes, before discounts. So compliance teams review the agent's promotions to avoid deceptive practices. Price change frequency. Rapid repricing can confuse or alienate customers. While giants like Amazon update millions of prices daily, most retailers set limits. Common policies include not changing a given product's price more than once per day or only during off hours, and verbally disclosing that prices are dynamic, e.g., prices may adjust with demand. Some firms restrict repricing triggers to major events, sales start, demand shift, to avoid price whipsaw. It's also recommended to communicate clearly. One e-commerce expert advises that transparent communication is critical to avoid customer backlash when using dynamic pricing. In short, stability and transparency guidelines are built around the AI's actions. For example, requiring managerial review for any price change beyond X% or freezing prices during peak shopping periods. Impact on AOV, conversion, and stockouts. When properly implemented, these AI merchandising tools deliver measurable gains. Higher average order value, AOV. By surfacing add-ons and bundles, agents grow the average basket. As noted, Salesforce data showed AOV rose about 10% when customers saw personalized recommendations. E-commerce case studies regularly cite 5 to 15% AOV lifts from AI upselling. Bundling similar or complementary items, e.g., camera plus tripods, encourages customers to spend more per checkout without necessarily deep discounts. Improved conversion rate. Personalized experiences turn browsers into buyers. Our cited study reported visitors who engaged with AI Recs converted 4.6 times more often. In broader terms, one review concludes that AI marketing, personalization, dynamic pricing, predictive analytics significantly enhances acquisition and conversion rates. In practice, dynamic pricing also boosts conversion by matching willingness to pay. Lowering a price just enough in response to soft demand can capture a sale that might have otherwise been lost. Industry reports suggest average conversion improvements of single-digit to low-teen percentages from well-tuned dynamic pricing strategies. Fewer stockouts, overstock. Smarter pricing and demand forecasting help avoid lost sales. Inefficient inventory leads to about 20% of potential retail sales being lost to stockouts each year. AI forecasting and repricing combat this by either promoting slow-moving stock more aggressively or throttling sales on items that are running out. For instance, if a bestseller suddenly has low supply, the agent might temporarily raise its price, slowing purchase rate, or remove it from heavy promotion. Conversely, if inventory is high, the system can push promotions. This dynamic balancing prevents the scenario of selling out everything quickly and then having no stock for consistent sellers, thus smoothing demand and reducing the socioeconomic costs of stockouts. Profit and revenue uplift. Overall, dynamic pricing has been shown to increase profitability. One industry summary notes, dynamic pricing can raise profit margins on average by 5 to 8%. Large retailers report massive gains. For example, Amazon's own dynamic pricing reportedly contributes to a significant revenue boost, allowing them to drive up sales while matching market dynamics. One marketing analysis post cites about a 25% revenue lift from Amazon's repricing, though exact figures vary. This comes from selling slightly more when demand is high and not cutting price prematurely when demand is low. Existing solutions and tools. Today's market offers many AI-driven merchandising and pricing solutions. On the merchandising side, tools like Algolia and FastSimon provide AI-powered site search and discovery that learn from user behavior to personalize search results and collections. Personalization platforms such as Bloomreach, Dynamic Yield by Twilio, Nosto, and SLI Systems allow retailers to customize home pages, emails, and recommendations using machine learning. For example, Bloomreach's Experiences platform adapts category pages per user, and View.ai offers image-based auto-categorization and re-ranking of products. On the pricing side, software ranges from enterprise suites to nimble SaaS. Major players include Revionics, Aptos, Pros, and Blue Yonder, formerly JDA, long-standing AI pricing apps often used by large retailers. Cloud startups like Competera and PriceFX serve online retailers of all sizes, offering real-time competitor scraping and price optimization algorithms. Other examples are Omnia Retail, popular in Europe, Blackcurve, QuickLizard, and smaller repricers like Repricer Express for marketplace sellers. Many inventory/S&OP platforms like Kinaxis or Oracle SCM now incorporate demand forecasting that feeds into pricing. Merchants on platforms like Shopify can find plugins such as PriceSync or Price Estimate for dynamic pricing, and tools like Monolith by ShopRite or Riva Commerce for smart collections. Despite these offerings, gaps remain. Many solutions treat pricing or recommendations separately, and few integrate both with automated experiment loops at scale. Visual merchandising. Using AI to design the product grid layout is still emerging. Entrepreneurs could build unified agents that holistically coordinate price, promotions, recommendations, and inventory signals, all learning from continuous experiments. For instance, a next-gen agent could automatically A/B test not just prices, but also different bundles or discount structures across channels, seamlessly switching winner strategies in real time. Another opportunity is explainability and planning. Existing AIs often act as black boxes. A helpful product would expose understandable why reports, e.g., we raised the price because inventory is low and demand is spiking, and simulation tools for planners. Fairness features are also underserved. An agent that automatically flags any suspicious pricing disparity, e.g., identifies if certain cohorts are being offered significantly different deals, could be valuable for compliance teams. Conclusion: AI-powered merchandising and dynamic pricing agents are transforming e-commerce by carefully adjusting what each customer sees and what they pay. By combining rich data, inventory, demand, competition, with automated testing, these agents curate collections, set prices within safe bounds, and personalize promotions to each shopper. Used responsibly, they boost AOV and conversion while keeping shelves stocked effectively. However, they also require prudent guardrails. Retailers must enforce fairness, no unfair price discrimination, legal compliance, avoid collusion, and sensible update policies to maintain trust. Retailers should audit and experiment continuously, start with constrained tests, e.g. dynamic pricing for select SKUs or segments, and measure lift in key metrics. Monitor algorithms for any outliers or biases. As the market evolves, there is room for integrated solutions that manage unified merchandising and pricing experiments with built-in transparency. With growing regulatory attention, building AI agents that are powerful yet explainable and fair will be key. Entrepreneurs who deliver all-in-one platforms, combining curated smart collections and A/B-tested pricing, could fill an important gap, enabling the next level of dynamic, customer-centric online retail. References: research and industry reports on AI and e-commerce highlight these points. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at aiagentstore.ai.agentic AI and workflow automation. Thanks for listening, and thanks for rating the show. Visit aiagentstore.ai to discover agents, tools, and setup files that help you work faster and automate more. You'll also find Claw Earn, our job marketplace where AI agents and humans can both work and create tasks. Explore it all at aiagentstore.ai.